Help explain two things. What is the distinction in the job profile? And point number two, can a non-techie become a PM in tech?
And the product management industry is full of individuals who don't have fancy degrees at all.
Hi, if you're new to my channel, my name is Shatakshi and I am on the Shatakshi show where I invite a lot of dear friends, a lot of my mentors and a lot of people with whom I rubbed shoulders in the last 10 years as I've worked in management consulting, strategy, public policy, entrepreneurship and international affairs. A lot of these people are going to be industry leaders, public policy bureaucrats and of course senior managers across the industry. So feel free to hit on the subscribe and the notification button so that you get notified whenever I'm doing cheers with them on chai and you get to do cheers with me on chai as well. And with that, let's get started.
Welcome once again, Abhinav, on the Shatakshi show. That's what we've been calling, and very excited to have you on this show from different parts of the world altogether. We have known each other, if I'm not wrong, for 2 years, ever since you were a GJI Masterclass speaker on product management. So, yes, welcome once again.
Thank you. Thank you. Very excited to be here.
Me too, and look forward to unfolding your journey with us. So, I think I'm just thinking from the side of a user or the audience. How did you find PM? And I'm asking that question because there will be careers parallel to PM, which are just emerging right now, which are not as hot as PM today is. It can just teach someone the process of finding new careers. So, how did you find PM?
It was a time of exploration. So in 2016, when I realized like that I want to do something, and maybe an MBA abroad would be the right thing for me. My first step
Sure.
is to talk to as many people as I can. So I was literally talking to, like I would say, no kidding, like 5 people every week, in
Very nice.
different business schools in the US, in Europe,
Wow.
elsewhere as well,
Okay.
and 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 researching a
And
lot
how did you reach out to them?
on LinkedIn. So
And
I would say like
what was your response rate?
so 10, if you reach out to 10 people, 3 people will respond, and with
I
one
see.
you'll be able to schedule a call.
That is the reason I'm asking that. I think I also do that very, very often. But I think people just have so much inhibition because they get rejected a lot.
Right.
When they hear from you, they will just get so much inspiration ki, higher, I also need to do this homework. Okay?
Definitely. I mean, you can't expect more than a 10% strike rate, but that's
Correct?
perfectly fine. Like reach out to 100
Yes,
people, you'll be able to have conversations with 10 people then.
I
Uh,
agree.
and
Yes.
that's something that I did. I took like the LinkedIn premium subscription, and I wrote
Nice.
very polite, not being pushy at all, but like also like finding people that you would expect that they would also want to talk to you. So people who have been at the intersection of entertainment and product management, or people who have
Sure.
done engineering and then something related to entertainment or media, and then
Sure.
product management. So finding people who have like traversed the journey that I want to sort of traverse next was
Sure.
also important there. So I did a lot of research, a lot of conversations, then also a lot of just internet searches around like what are the skills that I have and what careers do they sort of match with. And I knew like product management was something that like that I realized that a lot of the work that I was doing was product management to begin with. I wasn't
Sure.
in a text sort of setup, but it was
Sure.
very close to product management, and that's what like. And after talking to people as well, that's what convinced me that that's where I want to move next.
Correct. So this led you to join NYU. Is that the right part of the story? And what was the entire process of landing at NYU was like? Did you apply to a lot of schools? Did you eventually just land at NYU? Did you have other offers as well? Walk us through that journey. Reason being, I really like your story, and I mean this, Abhinav. I think you're one of the very few people who are humble to be where you are, right? Which kind of doesn't give a lot of information to someone who's like, if this guy has cracked it, let me figure out how. So how did you eventually land
And like I don't mean to be humble at all. It's just that like I'm willing to take everyone like and talk about like how I landed upon these things. It wasn't magic. So I
there?
didn't have
Sure.
like some people have like role models that they emulate, or they have like I don't know, other things that can help them. For me, it was a process of self-discovery all along. It still is to
Wow.
a great extent. Now I think I have role models and I have like mentors, but I didn't at that point in time. Anyway, to get back to what I was saying, so yeah, I decided that I wanted to sort of work in product management and work in the tech space. US was very clear, like US versus Europe was something that I wrestled with for a
Sure.
few months. But then I realized that if I want to work in tech, if
Sure.
I would rather work at the headquarters of a company than
Makes sense.
anywhere else. And that made US the obvious choice. And then it was really for me to find schools which were at the intersection of things that I was passionate about, such as media,
Sure.
entertainment, content, but at the
Sure.
same time, they were strong generic business schools. So they will give
Sure.
me the foundation that I need in terms of finance or general principles around marketing, things
Sure.
like that, entrepreneurship. So NYU, like I applied to multiple places, failed
Sure.
miserably in the first year because I didn't know how to write, like I mentioned.
Sure.
Then I really, the next year I got my I put a lot more hours into writing and rewriting my essays, send that to a lot of people for reviews, got feedback,
Feedback.
and that's when like I got admits from like three US schools.
Sure.
There were other schools which were there as well, as good as NYU, but
Okay.
NYU was pretty, like I was pretty clear that I wanted to be in New York University because of the fact that it was,
Right.
first of all, New York.
New
Who
York.
who,
Yes.
who gives up a chance to be in New York as a
I
student
agree.
with so
Yes,
much
I
time
agree.
for 2 years? So nobody does that. Like if you talk about regret minimization, that's not
I
something
agree.
you do.
I agree. Yes.
And second, like I
So
was,
how was? Yes.
no,
Continue.
I was just saying, like from the career point of view, New York was like at the center of a lot of things that I was
I
interested in.
agree. I've been to New York thrice, and I don't know the last time I went there. And I told this to Naman also. There is some calling in me that I want to spend 1 year of my life just in New York. The city has some really, really cool vibe. If you could talk me through one highlight of your NYU University where you felt like, oh, I'm killing it in life, oh, I'm having this three idiot moment that I'm learning in life. So if you could walk us through that.
Yeah, like there were many at NYU such as that actually, but I got to, like, because I was in New York, because NYU's turn, like one of the things that business school gives you is access, right? Like that's what
Correct.
one of the things that you invest into, like in terms of money, in terms of time, in terms of everything. And I got the chance to work with Spotify. So they were headquartered there, and
Sure.
they were introducing podcasts on the app for the first time, and they
Sure.
needed business school folks to basically work with them and come up with like a marketing strategy for how they should do
Nice.
it. And
Sure.
like working with actual like Spotify leadership for like a 2 or 3 month project where we would interact with them every week, every 2 weeks, was really really special. And
Sure.
my team also happened to win. Like there were multiple teams that presented, and my team won the competition, the mini competition that we had at the end of the
Nice.
period. So that experience was really special. I don't think I would have had that experience anywhere else in the world. And for
I
me,
agree.
someone who's like passionate about entertainment content, to be
Yes.
doing that with Spotify was
I
just
agree.
a lot of fun.
It's a deal maker. I
Yeah.
agree. Perfect. So, Abhinav, given the fact that you were at NYU, right? Did the chance or the thought of doing consulting ever occur to you, right? Or were you very clear कि नहीं यार PME करना है? So, what kind of conundrums were you going through?
No, definitely. So I'll tell you, like as an international student, and I think that's the case even now. It was definitely the case when I came to the US in 2018. Like you want to have a plan B and a plan C and a plan D.
Yes.
And even if you're like, even if you're like deeply passionate about something, it'd just be arrogant for you to say that this is, like there are people who make that choice, and I respect that. But
Sure.
like for me, I felt that that would be very very risky, given the realities
Sure.
of the US, visa system, and
Right.
given the range of employers that you have available as an international student. So for me, it was plan A was product management, plan B was consulting, and within consulting also, I wanted to work on, like if I got employed there, I wanted to work on the tech side of things. And then
Sure.
I had a plan C and a plan D as well. So
What was that?
plan C was work for media, get back into the media
Okay.
space. I was of course in New York.
Sure.
Plan D was, I don't know, I don't even remember what it was, but there was a plan D as well.
Okay. Sure.
So,
No, that I recall my similar ISB journey. I came from government background. I loved my job when I was leaving for ISB, and I vividly remember telling myself I will not settle for anything for the heck of just getting a bigger paycheck. I'm more than happy to go back and join my job at just a marginal return on the paycheck, which is where I think people like you and me, we are also over indexing on the kind of people we surround ourselves with, the kind of work we want to do because we want this to be higher energy. So you joined Amazon directly after NYU, if I'm not wrong?
I did. So I interned at Amazon at the end of my first year.
Which year was this?
This was 2019.
2019. And you're still with Amazon?
Yeah, I got the offer to return full time, and I joined Amazon as a full time employee in 2020.
Got it. Perfect. So if you could very briefly talk me through what you really do, and of course, I know that there could be confidentiality, etc., involved with Amazon work as well. What do you really do at Amazon?
So I joined initially in what is called the customer service organization, and I was working on the refunds and replacement space. So every time you have a bad experience with Amazon and you go onto the app and try to get like a refund or a replacement, the tech and policy that sort of powers that is something that my team used to look into. And my job there, I was there in that team for around 1.5 years, was to basically automate a lot of that, to give customers the chance to sort of service themselves, get like to do it on your own.
Auto, yes.
Right. I moved to Alexa in January of this year. I just wanted to look for something that I used on a regular basis, and Alexa was something that I had been using for a lot many years. Also wanted to work on something a little more like direct customer facing. That's what got me to Alexa. And here I have been, basically what I do now is build conversational technology that can help Alexa answer information seeking questions from customers using the information that is available in the world.
To answer. Just get my attention.
I just activated Alexa.
I like that, which is a live demo of your product. This is so cool. I really like that. She's been like, you've been calling my name so many times, dude. I better respond.
It was time she responded. Yeah.
I agree.
So yeah, what I do is basically build tech that helps her answer questions from information sourced from the World Wide Web. So it's org is called the Alexa AI org.
Abhinav, I think I would want to understand more PM related understanding from you. I genuinely believe in the world of consulting public policy. PM is one of the coolest jobs, which may not require a degree as such. And I could be wrong as well. Because at the heart of things, I think you're creating something. It's not a client-facing role where you have to tell the client that, hey, Abhinav is from NYU, Shatakshi is from ISB, so good pedigree, right? PM is at the heart of things, creating things. Do you think there are jobs in today's day and world, and in future as well, where postgraduate and especially undergraduation may not be even required? What is your view on that? Value of degree in PM?
That is already happening to a great extent, I would say.
Wow. Okay.
So you're right. It would happen even more so in the coming time. But it already
does it happen at Amazon or other places?
Yeah, it does. So at any you're the fact that I'm an NYU grad is useful only to get me to a place such as that. But after, say, your first 6 months or your first year, you're judged on your performance.
Correct.
And I have and the product management industry is full of individuals who don't have fancy degrees at all, who have not done MBAs at big B schools, or who don't have even a very I have seen liberal arts grads become very good students later in their career. So
Sure.
like more and more we would see sort of like people realizing that they actually don't need a sophisticated degree to be in product management. A lot of the people already realize that, but it'll happen even more and more, I would say, in the coming time.
I really like also, Abhinav, what you said of PM only in tech, right? I want to burst some myths here on PM in tech versus non-tech. Could you help explain two things? What is the distinction in the job profile? And point number two, can a non-techie become a PM in tech? What is your answer based on your experiences so far?
So first, what the differences are, I would say, and that kind of answers the second question as well. The You are, to some extent, by many teams, companies, like the expectation is that you would have a computer science degree and that you would have
Sure.
worked in tech, but not
Okay.
all companies have that expectation. So if
Okay.
if you're a non-techie who's interested in like PM roles, think about companies which would be open to non-tech backgrounds as well. There are many such as that.
Sure.
And that's why, like, to answer the second question, it is indeed possible for non-techies to get into tech product management if they want to, because
Sure.
essentially what differentiates non-tech product management with tech product management is not, like, of course to some extent there is like technical proficiency, but where does technical proficiency come from? It's from having curiosity towards
Sure.
the technical side of things. So if you're a person who doesn't have a computer science degree, do you like you can actually take active steps to show technical curiosity
Sure.
and develop
Makes
a
sense.
minimum standard of technical proficiency that would help you become a tech PM if you want to.
I really like that answer, which is that even if you might not have a degree, you could develop that curiosity and that bend of mind. Do you talk in the language of code to your software development team often?
Not often. Like, what
Okay.
product managers are expected to do is to like look at the system design choices. That's something that
Sure.
you would want to be part of the conversations of.
Sure.
Actual code, no. That's not
Okay.
the
Got it.
kind of micro sort of viewpoint that I typically have had. Correct.
Abhinav, I mean this. I am starting my Monday morning on a very, very good note by hearing all your stories, and they're just so honest. I could just visualize them already. Thank you so much for taking out your Sunday night. Apologies to your wife that we stole you for a few hours on a weekend night. Say my hi to her, and if you have any last words for our audience, happy to hear them.
No, definitely. Thanks for having me here. It was a very enjoyable sort of chat. Happy to interact more with you and other folks at GTI.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Abhinav. Ciao.
Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Alright, I hope this was helpful, and I've always maintained if you need more help to 100x your chances to get into management consulting, public policy and product management, feel free to check out my education venture globalgovernance-initiative.org, where we run an impact fellowship program and an alt MBA program. And if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and of course share it with your friends so that they get to know about all the cool, interesting and insightful content I'm bringing out for all of you absolutely free of cost. Ciao.